we have to be realists, right? I still don't think that we're at a time where, you know, if I wanted to do something that was very important, I would want to make sure that I had a crew, right? But I think that within a year to 2 years, remote production will be as reliable as on-site production. You know, there's a couple of technologies that are coming along that we hope will allow us to guarantee that the feeds that we're going to get from a particular location will get to where we need them to get. One of the challenges that we have today is connectivity, right? We turn up at a facility like this and we say to ourselves, okay, I want to deploy a couple of cameras, put a switcher in, how am I going to get out of here? You cannot, I mean, that is our biggest Achilles heel. And I think we're all hoping that 5G, I mean, that seems to be something that's going to be rolled out in the US. I don't know how it is in Europe, but that should get us more bandwidth into the cloud. I think that the switches that we have and the graphic engines that we have in the cloud at the moment are still rudimentary. They've got some development and you know, reliability and development really still needs to be proven to be something that if someone is paying you to provide a product, you have to guarantee that product.
And as far as the editing, I mean, live over internet is pretty reliable in the sense that we're bringing in, you know, very low bandwidth. We're editing on proxy files, and then we start transcoding as soon as it comes in. So you're able to immediately, you know, manipulate the feed and start editing and play it out. It is important, though, to have redundancy, and we can do that in different clouds. We can have several different you know, instances in the same region and different regions globally, and then all of that doesn't make a lot of sense unless you have an automatic failover. So once that happens, then as a service, you've got to be able to quickly switch and not interrupt that live feed.
Great.
Yeah, we've seen great reliability in the cloud with using services from AWS. I mean, their security is very secure.
Yep.
You know, they have a lot of inherent redundancy built into their servers, so we utilize their worldwide deployment of POP sites to be able to automatically route video. If I see drop packets, you know, in a particular area, I can then route them through somewhere else. And the internet, you know, the internet is an interesting animal. It's not. Everyone assumes that everything is good and safe in the internet, and you know, I'll give you an example. I was doing a stream from New York to LA, going through a pop site in Chicago a couple of weeks ago, and I'm seeing that the bit rate is going up to the cloud. I can see that we're not dropping any packets, and yet we were looking at the decoder on the other in the West Coast, and it looked terrible. We were dropping a lot of packets. You know, at that point you start to think, oh, there's a problem with the equipment, until someone says, well, let's route it via a server in Brazil. So we were going down south from Brazil up to the West Coast, and it looked perfect. You know, these are the kinds of things that you are dealing with on a daily basis with IP, and you have to be able to be resilient enough and to understand enough to be able to work around those kinds of problems. And it's a very different problem from you know, running a cable on a floor. It's a very different skill set, and I think that there's still people needed that understand that kind of technology. You know, it's not really a videographer. It's a different skill set completely.